Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, today we are doing a Shop My Stash. This is the second Shop My Stash that I have done. I will leave a link to the first one down below. I'm doing it a little bit differently this time because I'm not going to be going through and showing you guys how I choose my makeup. That was all described in the first one. I've already done that for this video. I have my weekly makeup basket right here, and I am now switching my weekly makeup basket to a bi-weekly makeup basket. So I'll be using this makeup for the next 2 weeks. Plan is to show you the makeup that I've been using the last 2 weeks and then the makeup that I will be using for the next 2 weeks. But some of these are going to be repeated for the next week because some of them I'm working on in project pans, and then some of them are new products that are coming in. Some are just ones that were picked from the random number generator. I hope that's not too confusing. I'm trying to simplify it from last time, but this is a bi-weekly makeup basket instead of a regular weekly makeup basket because I do plan on doing these videos every time I switch out my makeup, which will be every 2 weeks. So I'm going to show you what I was using, tell you my thoughts on it, and then show you what I will be using. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is going to be repeated just because there's a lot of project pans going on right now, and that's just kind of how it's going. So we are going to go ahead and jump into this though because I have a lot of products in here, so make sure you give a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me, and we are going to jump into this. So I have two primers right now, two face primers. The first is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. This is in my Slaughter Your Samples project pan. This only has like one use left in it, and I like it. This is the second one that I've used up for the Slaughter Your Samples. It's nice, but it literally has like one use left in it. And then after that, I'm going back to this. This is the Touch in Sol Glassy Pretty Filter Glassy Skin Balm. I will try to link all of these products down below. I'll try. We'll see how that goes. There will be products linked down below. This is in my 50 Shades of Pink project pan, which I will also link down below for you guys. I like this so far. I've been really enjoying it, but I have also been using the Becca one in conjunction with this one because I'm trying to use up both of them now. So I haven't gotten as much progress on this, but this one is going into the next 2 weeks as well. So hopefully that means something. I've been using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in pink. I've made some pretty decent progress on this. This is going into the next week. This is also in my 50 Shades of Pink project pan. And like I said, I'm making good progress on it. I actually really like this for color correcting. It works super great. It blends in really nicely. But this is going to go into the next couple of weeks. So you'll be seeing this quite a bit because that's just literally the color corrector that I'm using right now. For foundation, this is also in my 50 Shades of Pink project pan. There's a lot of products from that project pan in this, so if you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend watching it. But this is the Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation in Swan. This one is almost empty. I've been using it. I actually really like it. I think it's a really great shade match for me. It's lighter than what I normally go for, but it's been working and it's been lasting all day long. I love this. But this is almost empty, so I'm going to bring in a little mini. This was chosen from the random number generator, but I'm going to bring in a little mini just for when I use this up because I don't think that this is going to last me a full 2 weeks. But I'm going to bring in the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. This is an LN2. I have not tried this yet. I don't know how this is going to work for me, but this came from like an Ipsy bag, or I think I got it as an add-on or something. So hopefully I'll be able to use up both of these. Maybe not in 2 weeks, we'll have to see, but hopefully both of these will be out of my collection shortly. And then for concealer, I was using the Laura Geller. This is the Baked Radiance Cream Concealer in Porcelain. This is okay. It's really thick. I have been using this a lot, so I've made really good progress on that. But it's really thick. It's definitely not my favorite. I much prefer it in the winter time. And this is just one like it pops up here and there on my random number generator, and I use it when it pops up and it's great, but it's definitely much thicker than I prefer. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in Light. I have two of these. One is in Light, one is in Fair. I don't know why. It just kind of happened like that. But this is what I'm going to be using, and this is in Old Favorite. Obviously, it's a cult classic, and I really like that one. For cream contour, I have been using the Tristique Color and Contour Cheek Stick in Brazilian Bronze. I haven't used up a whole lot of it. Like, it's just now getting to the point where like this is fully screwed down. But this is what I have been using for the last couple of weeks. I only have 2 cream contours. None of them are in project pans, so I did the random number generator, and this one came up a second time, so I'm going to keep using this one. This is really nice though. The other one that I have is like a Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drop, so it's like a liquid bronzer. I much prefer the cream contour sticks. I think that they're a lot easier to work with, and this one blends out much nicer than the Cover FX drops do. I also have the NYX Bright Idea. This is the illuminating stick, but it's in the shade Rose Petal Pop. This is also fully screwed down, so I have not used a whole lot of it. But this is what I've been using as a cream blush. I like this. It's a very basic pink shade. I'll swatch it right there. It's very basic though. It blends out really nicely. But I have this Color Pop. This was from the Biddy collection. It's so used that the writing is getting marked off. But I have this from... This is the Simply Sweet Super Shock Cheek, and this is in my 50 Shades of Pink Project Pan. So I'm going to move on to this, and I'm going to try to get some more use out of this. These tend to go pretty quick for me just because of the texture. So we'll see where I'm at with this in 2 weeks, but I definitely want to focus on this because I haven't used up a full one of these, I don't think. And these Super Shock shadows tend to go pretty quick too, up until the last little bit, and then it takes forever. And then I also have the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Moonlight. This is a little mini. This is the cream highlight that I've been using. This is in my Slaughter Your Samples, so I'll continue using this. I love this. This shade is so pretty. And this blends out really well, like as a cream highlight. It doesn't blend out the best. These aren't my favorite. I tend to prefer these like when you mix them in with foundation or something like that, but I've just been using this as a straight up cream highlight. It works decently. They're not my favorite, but I'm going to keep using it like that. So this is not changing for the next 2 weeks. Okay, for powder, I've been using the Too Faced Peach Blur. This is a translucent smoothing finishing powder. I have gotten so much good use out of this. I told y'all I fly through powders. This is what it looks like right now. So I will be continuing to use this. I've used this for the last 2 weeks. I really have actually loved this. I hadn't really formed much of an opinion on it before I started the 50 Shades of Pink Project Pan, and I actually really do enjoy this. So this one I will be continuing to use for the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping that I can finish it up soon. I am shocked I have not hit pan yet because that is a low dip, but there was like that peach imprint on here originally, and I think that kind of threw me for a loop. So yeah, but this will be continued on through the next couple of weeks. I have 2 bronzers in here. Both are from Project Pans. I have a mini Wander Beauty Trip to Costa Rica bronzer. This is the one that I've been using, and I freaking love it. It is such a nice bronzer. It's so light. And I wouldn't even call this a bronzer. I would totally call this a contour because it has like that nice gray tone. I freaking love this. This is in the 50 Shades of Pink Project Pan. So both of these bronzers will continue on because they're both in Project Pans, but this is my favorite. And then I have a mini Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. This one I have not used as much. This is in my Slaughter Your Samples Project Pan, and I do like this bronzer. It's a little darker than the Wander Beauty one though. It's definitely more of like a bronzer instead of a contour shade, so I'm finding this a little bit more difficult to work with in comparison, but this is one of my favorite bronzers. So I do plan on using this at some point. I've been using the Wander Beauty pretty much for the last 2 weeks, so I think I'm going to try to focus on the Hourglass for the next 2 weeks, but I do have both of them in my basket that I can kind of flip-flop back and forth between. And then for actual blush, I have one blush. This is staying in the project, or in my weekly makeup basket, because this is, I think, part of my Slaughter Your Samples. This is a Ciate London Pinch Me blush. I lost a chunk of it, which I'm super sad about, but I really like this. This is such a pretty blush. I'm trying to use it up, and it's really slow going, but I'm going to keep trying to use this up. So I'm keeping this in my weekly makeup basket, and I'm not adding any more blushes right now because that's my focus. I also have 2 highlights very similar to the bronzers. This one is in the 50 Shades of Pink Project Pan, and this one is in the Slaughter Your Samples. This is a mini Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in Champagne Pop, which is literally almost gone. I might have to repress it. But obviously I'm hoping to finish this one up within the next 2 weeks because I can't imagine it would take me much longer than that. So ideally, that's what I would do. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to switch my focus back to, I think I'm going to switch my focus back to this. I have to figure out what I'm doing next for the Slaughter Your Samples Project Pan because that's a rolling one. But this is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Charming Pink. I have used this a few times. This is what I'd really like to focus on for my weekly makeup basket in the next 2 weeks. I actually really like this. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I definitely think it's such a pretty highlight, and it's not like a dark pink to where it's not workable. I think this is a really nice pink that can work with a variety of makeup looks, which that's what I'm looking for. Okay, and then moving on away from face products. Obviously for skincare, my skincare stays the same. I'm currently using the Dermalogica Clear Start all over toner. This is almost empty though, so I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks I'll be able to finish that up. I'm using the Good Molecules Silicone Free Priming Moisturizer. This was gifted to me. I've used over half of it. I'm obsessed with this. It's working so well for me, genuinely. I am in love with that. That's great. I'm using the Purlisse Blue Lotus 4-in-1 Eye Adore Serum. I'm actually really liking this too, and it's almost empty. This tube just gets so much air in it, but hopefully that'll be done in the next 2 weeks. And then I'm using the I Do Care Glow Easy Nourishing Vitamin C Lip Oil. I like this, but it's going a lot faster than I thought that it would. But my skincare products all stay the same until I finish them up, so those will stay the same. For eyes, I have 2 pencil liners that I've been using. Both are in Project Pans. Both are ColourPop, the BFF Cream Gel Liners. This pink one is in Insomniac. This is from the 50 Shades of Pink. And then this one is in DTLA. This is from the Harry Potter Project Pan, which I will also link that video down below. I'm just basically using these. I'm trying to switch it off depending on what eye look I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of pink eye looks in the last 2 weeks. So I'm trying to switch them off and just using both of them. For eye primer, I was using the Balm. This is the Batter Up Long Wearing Eyeshadow Stick in Night Game. This is like a black glitter eyeshadow stick. It's taking me forever to go through because I use such a small amount. Like, that is completely rolled down. I like this. It is difficult to work with if you're doing pink eye looks. I did kind of like it with the pink eye looks because I feel like it made the pink pop. You just have to do such a light layer that you use barely any product. But for the next 2 weeks, I'm using a mini Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. This is actually not part of the Slaughter Your Samples Project Pan, so this is just a little fun bonus. This is just what the random number generator picked out for me. So this is what I'll be using for the next couple of weeks, and I can finally give that Balm Batter Up a little break. And then for brows, I was using the Scone Brow Wand Eyebrow Pencil in Chocolate. This is okay. It's pretty rough to use. Like, it's one of those thicker tips, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I think I got this as like an Ipsy add-on or in an Ipsy bag, one of the two. I like it. It's fine. I'll finish it, but I definitely need a break from it for right now. And I recently got the Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is the waterproof pencil and ink stain in Cafe Kitty. So I'm going to try this out. I have not used this. That's the pencil. I haven't used this on my brows yet, and I'm really excited to. And you've got the ink stain. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. This is the one, I purchased this at some point in time, and it was it was during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. And it was way, way, way light for me. I'm still kind of nervous about that, but we're going to see how it works out because I'm going to try it out for the next couple of weeks. I'm really excited to try that out though. For eyeshadow, I've been using the Huda Beauty Neon Pinks palette. I just did a Pan That Palette update on my Instagram, which will be linked down below. I have hit pan in one shade. These shades are not going well for me though. They're taking forever, all of the matte shades, but I really like this palette. I'm getting a little worn down with wearing nothing but pink eyeshadow looks for weeks and weeks straight though, so I am going to keep using this as part of the project pan, but I'm going to bring in a second palette just so I've got a little bit of something. So this is the Morphe Artistry palette. This is the 25A Copper Spice, which is a nice neutral palette. So hopefully I'm able to do a little bit more with like those pinks and purple shades. I'm not entirely sure what my plan is, but I'm going to use this a little bit over the next couple of weeks in the hopes that I'm able to get a little bit more of a different look out of this palette since I've got this in like 2 separate project pans right now. For liquid eyeliner, I was using the Essence Superfine Eyeliner Pen, which I picked up as part of that like all affordable makeup video that I did. I did like a full face of all affordable makeup, nothing over $12, and it was all from Ulta. I'll link that video down below if you're interested. I really like this. I really do. Just like what I said in the video, it's really easy to get a really thin line without it like jumping or skipping, which is really difficult for me to find in a liquid eyeliner. And I said that I was planning to try it out and like recap you guys. I freaking loved this. Oh my god, this is such a good eyeliner. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the Suva, the Hydra Eyeliner in Grease. I've used this a couple of times before. I like these. I don't know if I got this from the Suva Beauty mystery bag. I may have already had this one, but the Hydra liners from them are really good, and this is just a plain black one. So this is the one that I'm going to be using for the next couple of weeks, and I'm excited about it because my Hydra liners do not get enough love. For mascaras, I have I still have all of my ColourPop BFF colored mascaras, which I don't know what I'm doing with these. They're not bad yet, so I still have them in my makeup basket. And then I also have a couple of black ones. CoverGirl Peacock Flare, which is pretty much on its last leg. It's starting to flake a lot. And then the Essence, the False Lashes Mascara. This one was also in that Ulta Full Face Affordable Makeup video. That'll be linked down below. I love this one. This one is okay. It's not my favorite by CoverGirl. And like I said, it is starting to flake. This one is such a good mascara. I am so blown away by this. I freaking love it. But I will continue to use these until they start to go bad or flake off, or 3 months hits, whichever comes first. And then I will switch to new mascaras. So those are staying right now. I also have, oh, I got some random stuff. The Milani Hypnotic Lights Holographic Eye Topper in Luminous Light. This is part of a project pan. I'm having a really hard time getting the rest of it out, so I need to figure out a way to do that. And then also the Cover FX Shimmer Veil in Amethyst. This is part of the 50 Shades of Pink project pan, so I'm working on that. Those are staying. And then I have some lippies. All of my lippies are from project pans. These are the ones that I've been using on and off for the last 2 weeks. I've got 3 different ones plus a lip liner. This is the Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in Nude Medium. This is what I've been using the last couple of weeks. I really like this, but I just realized that this is not in a project pan. So I am going to switch this out actually, because I completely spaced. I totally thought this was part of the project pan. And since I didn't have anything pre-chosen, I just went over and grabbed one. This is the Pixie Lip Contour Liner. I feel like I've had this forever, so I'll go ahead and focus on this for the next couple of weeks because I have not used this in so long. So that's what I'm going to be using for the next couple of weeks for lip liner. I'm keeping all of the lippies that are in project pans right now. Those are pretty much the ones that I'm using. And then in the 50 Shades of Pink project pan, I have the Beauty Bakery Sweet Grace Baking Spray. This is what I've been using the last couple of weeks. It's almost empty. Like, there's still some product in there, but not a whole lot. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I love Beauty Bakery's brand. I love the concept of this. My issue is the spritzer, because it just kind of attacks you, and that's not a good thing for me. But I do like this as a whole, and this is almost empty, and I'm kind of just getting a little, like, I'm itching to try something else. So I'm bringing in the other setting spray that's in the 50 Shades of Pink, the Morphe and Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Mist in Starberry. This one is still like almost completely full. So these are the 2 that I need to use up by the end of the 50 Shades of Pink project pan, which I'm not thinking is going to be a problem. I've been doing my makeup with my friends a lot lately, and this has been like shared amongst us, and it's legitimately almost empty, and this was full when this started like 3 weeks ago, so this has gotten its love. But I'm going to try to use up both of these. This is probably going to be my focus for the next 2 weeks. Although I'm hoping I can also finish this up. So, anyways, yeah, that's my makeup basket. So that's kind of what I was using for the last 2 weeks. That's what I'm going to continue to use for the next 2 weeks. A lot of it right now is repeats just because of the whole project pan stuff I have going on. I want to make sure I'm using those products. I will say a month of using the same makeup over and over and over again is a bit much for me. So I'm thinking that depending on how much progress I've made, like if I'm almost done with this, I'm going to use this as an example because there's not a ridiculous amount of product left in this. Like, it's still quite a bit. But if I'm almost done with this, by the next project pan, I'll probably, or by the next bi-weekly makeup basket update, I'll probably go ahead and just try to finish that off. But otherwise, I'll probably bring in another primer just because I got to have some change up in my life. Like, this is, I'm getting bored. I gotta change up some makeup, so we're gonna see what happens. But for now, this is what it is. So let me know down below in the comments what makeup you guys are using this week or for the next 2 weeks, depending on what type of weekly makeup basket you do, or if you don't do a weekly makeup basket at all. Let me know. I'd be really interested to know. Love watching the Shop My Stash videos. That's literally why I started making Shop My Stash videos. So please make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me and my stash. I will catch you guys next time. Have a good one.